right, let's keep this bus rolling. Up next, Geoff Chretien, Vice President, Channel Sales and Master Agents from Genesys. Let's get going.
Well, Geoff, thanks for joining us. Welcome to another hot seat session. So appreciate you taking time out of your day and to spend it with Jonathan and I. And welcome to our new preferred provider program this year. So we're very excited and pleased to have Genesys a part of that program. And why don't we just start there? If you could, you've got a nice large audience of partners right now. Maybe talk to them about your role, the team you've assembled, and some of the resources you have available and how we engage and win.
Yeah, Ted, perfect. Thank you so much for doing this and for inviting me and us to be a part of this. We are thrilled to be a part of the preferred provider program for 2021. I think it's going to be a great year and really a great year for contact center as a service in a lot of different ways. But really to answer your question, I joined Genesys about 15 months ago. And Genesys was really the best kept secret in the channel. Not a lot of people know this, but Genesys as a company has been around for 30 years. But they were largely a premise, reseller-based, direct sales-based company. Didn't really have a master agent presence until about a year ago. And they recognized that with our Genesys Cloud platform, which by the way is very unique because it was built from the ground up in AWS using microservices architecture. So it's got a very open, extensible platform, very flexible platform, very reliable. A lot of our competitors, with older technologies often suffer outages and service interruptions. We just don't see that with Genesys Cloud. But getting back to my point, we realized that Genesys Cloud just belonged in the master agent space. We feel that community, the community of partners that you have as an example, are really best equipped to sell that platform to their customers. And so, the opportunity to join Genesys, 15 months ago and to come in with a clean sheet of paper and build that program from the ground up was, as you can imagine, was like, the ideal situation for me. And I really felt like I had a lot to offer around that. And we've had a fantastic year. So what I did is I came in and I hired the best team. So, my role as the vice president that runs the master agent channel for Genesys, I immediately hired 3 director level positions, East, Central, and West. And then each one of those leaders has a team of 2 to 3 channel managers under them that report into them. And then we are, I think, best positioned to cover you and your community of partners by region so that we're close to them. Now, the last year has been a little crazy because of COVID and not traveling, but I do believe that the support model is really, really strong and it really works well for us. Using year one as an example, in our relationship with you, I mean, we came together, the middle of last year, and I had a record number of lead registrations, a lot of initial interest and activity from your team and your partners. And we've got a great pipeline that we've assembled as a result. And I'm looking forward to some really nice bookings together this year. Typically in the contact center as a service space, there's about a 3 to 6 month lag between a lead registration and a booking, just because they're often complex deals that take a little bit of time to close. And so we expect that. But if the last 6-8 months together is any indicator what the next 12 to 18 months is in store for us, I'm really excited. And you guys and your sales partners, I hope, are as well.
Oh, absolutely. Genesys comes to us with very impressive stats. Something like 70 billion remarkable customer experiences annually. What a number, right? 67 out of the 100 top global brands have a Genesys contact center. So tell our partners, where are you really winning, right? Not all partners are going to be, synced up with global brands, unfortunately, right? But where really is the opportunity to meet for the channel in 2021?
Great question. So when I look back at the deals that we closed over the last 12 months, they really run the gamut from 3,000 seat opportunities which was really probably 20 to 30% of our business. By and large, we're in that, we're winning, massive amounts of deals in that 750 seat and below range. I think the cloud contact center category, you want to have those big deals because obviously it helps you retire quota and it's great for our business. But, there's a lot of those chunk deals, those base hits that we get that are really in that sort of, we call it mid-market segment. But that's really where we're seeing, a large number of wins is sort of in that mid-market segment, anywhere from, 100 agents, up to 750 agents. That was probably, 50 to 60% of our business last year was in those size companies. With respect to verticals, because we do segment by geo, we also segment by vertical. So the benefit to the sales partner there is that, we can bring in the best salesperson to complement the channel manager and to assist the sub agent in the selling of the deal. And they're going to bring all kinds of expertise in around that specific deal and around that size of account. So, you're not going to be, ever having to deal with a situation where you've got a sales rep that's used to selling 100-seat deals that you're walking into a, Fortune 500 account that's got 2,000 seats,
Right.
So we really bring the right resources to bear on every deal. And, it really works out well. What we're seeing as a result of COVID, though, which, let's face it, has really changed the game big time in the last 12 months, is verticals like hospitality, not hospitality, pardon me, healthcare, finance, e-commerce. Those are some really fast-growing segments for us, in large part due to COVID, but also otherwise. And so, those are sort of the verticals and the segments that we're really seeing a lot of success.
That's fantastic. Do you find that having a pedigree as a premise-based provider is helping with these transitions to the cloud for premise-based customers? Does that give our partners an advantage when they're speaking to customers who are hugging those boxes today?
Yeah, I think it does. And that's a great question. And the feedback that I've gotten from partners is that they've all heard of Genesys, which is great because, in this industry where there's a lot of new competition coming in that really is untested, unproven, and people haven't really heard of, everybody's that I've talked to has heard of Genesys. They typically associate us, as you said, with premise, with big enterprise accounts. But the reality of it is that back in 2016, we developed Genesys Cloud, and we basically took everything we learned as a contact center company, and we applied it into building the best, built from the ground up cloud, 100% cloud contact center platform, with everything that we had learned from the 30 years that we had been in business, in the premise world. And really, we believe built the best platform that we could build at the time. And ironically, our first go live with the Genesys Cloud platform was in 2017. So fast forward 4 years, and we're already Gartner Magic Quadrant. We were the fastest mover up and to the right in the leader quadrant, or I should probably do it this way. And we were the leader in completeness of vision, and we were almost tied with our next competitor in execution. And so we fully expect, continued investment in R&D. We're going to continue to invest and grow the platform again this year. And we fully expect that we'll be even further to the right in the leader quadrant next year. So to answer your question, yeah, I think our experience and our history in this space has really helped us, with our Genesys Cloud platform, and also, has helped us, really, try to build the perfect go-to-market for the channel.
Geoff, did you, during COVID, I'm curious your spin on this. We saw sales cycles specifically for your product set tremendously condensed. The urgency around the distributed workforce, work from anywhere environment really drove that sales motion at an unprecedented rate, where deals that were taking months are taking days. In some cases, hours. I mean, we've had deals, literally six-figure monthly deals, come to us and close within a 24-hour period. I mean, that just didn't happen pre-COVID. Have you seen some of that same type of kind of, I don't want to say frenetic buying, but where you saw the sales cycle just really compressed, where they have to have it? We need proof of concept, a sandbox turned up immediately, and we're doing sandboxes as we're doing MSAs.
Yeah, exactly right. We saw a lot of that. As a matter of fact, we had a large ambulance company, to give you a case study, call us and said, after COVID hit, and they said, we need to be stood up in the cloud like now. And so literally we got, their basic routing functionality, we got them turned up, within 72 hours, and they were up and running in the cloud. We saw a lot of that. As a matter of fact, I think one of the things that I thought was really, really exciting that Genesys did, that our leadership team did, was, as you know, we had a very long-standing premise-based clientele for a number of years, that were affected big time by the pandemic. And in fact, we had one that was a large insurance company that had a contact center, had a physical location that housed 500 agents in a state that required social distancing, and that required that 50% of those agents not report to work. So they had half of their cubicles were empty. They said, how do we get these agents turned up at home like quickly? So we developed a program that was our rapid response offer that we offered to all of our existing premise-based customers that said, we will stand you up in Genesys Cloud. We'll have you up in 72 hours. I think it was 90 days free of charge. But it was a really great offer to help those customers in their time of need, which I thought was great. Once we got our existing premise customers taken care of, then we expanded that to new customers as well. But you're absolutely right. It was paramount to get these customers stood up, at least in a basic fashion, to where they could begin taking calls as quickly as possible, so they weren't out of business.
For somebody that hasn't, so for partner X listening today, what advice would you give them? They're going, hey, Geoff, love the story. I know it's a red hot space, arguably maybe the hottest in the industry, and will, I think, continue to be so because of COVID and the change in how we're doing business today. What advice do you give them? They need to take that first step. And so you're on your side of the desk, give them those marching orders. What does that first step look like? How do you want them to engage?
Well, I'll tell you, and for anybody that is connected to me on LinkedIn, I posted just a couple of days ago 7 trends for the contact center as a service space for 2021. I would encourage everybody to take a look at that because there's a lot of good information there. But the basic thing for everybody to consider is that there are a lot of customers out there that are hurting, right? That need to deploy a remote agent strategy to allow people to work from home and to be able to, have some oversight, draw some analytics, some quality controls over those interactions so that they're consistent with the level that the company would have deployed otherwise if everybody was in a contact center with managers walking around to supervise. So that's a big thing. And that spans, any vertical, any size company, that they're all right now trying to figure out how to develop a remote agent strategy. And what does that look like? The other thing is what are the proper components of that? So digital is huge as an example. Just a couple of statistics between 2017 and 2023, the number of interactions that will be digital will grow by 3.5x. And, that's a stat that was reported by Gartner. But those are channels like, email and chat and SMS and other digital communications that are going to grow beyond just your traditional voice and IVR. So getting to the cloud is required for remote agents. Having a digital strategy within your organization, And then the other part of digital, there's sort of two sides of the same coin, is artificial intelligence. Everybody's heard about AI. AI is almost $100 billion industry in itself that touches all areas of a company's business. So, you look at a company that's trying to figure out how to start their AI journey with chatbots and voice bots, and how does that automation interact across their organization? What does that look like? And then to kind of wrap it all up, I would say it's all sort of the race for data, right? And so AI and digital are really paramount toward that. But the more data customers can accumulate, quality data, the more the quantity of data, is really on the rise. And the more data a company has, and the more personalized experiences that they can create for their customers. And so those are some of the trends that we're seeing for 2021 around the contact center space. The last thing I'll say on that is the other side of it is the actual agent experience. The agent meaning the people that work in the contact center. Turnover has typically been one of the biggest battles that a contact center would have to fight in terms of how to keep their people. And it's not uncommon to see turnover exceed 70, 80%, or even 100% per year. And as with any business, having to continually hire and train new people is costly, and it really can impact your customer experience. So one of the things that we're doing with our workforce engagement management platform is that, we believe that the employee experience and the customer experience are actually equal. So, companies that have contact centers need to start thinking about how they can create, not only a great customer experience, but if you back up a step, how to create a great employee experience as well. And there's tools that Genesys has that can help you do that.
Fantastic.
From more of an operational perspective, if a sales partner out there has a customer that is experiencing any of these problems that I just described, and many customers are, you just have to know, not be afraid to ask the questions. Sales partners should also know they don't have to be an expert in contact center to be able to have these discussions, because our team is, and the way our model works is, once you register an opportunity with you guys, with PlanetOne for Genesys, and in turn with us, we will assign it to our team. We will assign an account executive and a pre-sales engineer as well to assist the sales partner with all the heavy lifting required to go have a detailed discussion with that prospect and determine the fit and determine how Genesys Cloud might be the right solution to provide to solve those problems. So it's a real easy process, but I just always encourage people, the opportunities are out there. They're everywhere, and just, be aggressive and don't be afraid of it, because we're here to help.
Well, Jonathan, I believe it was called a hot seat
Hot seat.
for a reason. And we're going to close. By the way, thank you. That's all
that was
very
great,
good
Geoff.
information.
Thank you.
But it is called a hot seat for a reason. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to start with playing a song you may recognize. And so we'll call this the Name That Tune segment of the hot seat. And if the guys in the booth got this teed up, I think we're going to play this. The minute you know the song, just shout it out.
Okay.
May have something near and dear.
I know I've heard it, but I can't get the name.
Well, is that because his
Okay.
head was
White
underwater?
song.
Maybe,
You know,
maybe
I'm
there's some
going
water involved in that.
I'm going to give you a hint. We may have pulled that off of YouTube. Florida Southern fight song?
Oh man.
Are you kidding me? You didn't know your own alma mater fight song? Come on, you had to.
I was there. We didn't have a football team, so
I was just going to congratulate you
Right.
on another undefeated season. You must have the longest undefeated win streak in the country.
for NCAA Division II football. Absolutely.
Yes.
We haven't played a game.
Yes. Now, I also understand that you were a lamb, apparently, in the Greek system.
Lamb
Were you
Kai.
not? Lambda Chi?
Yes, I was a Lambda Chi. Yes, I was.
So do you stay in contact with Lewis and Gilbert of the Tri-Lambs?
No.
So for
Different.
you, I'm dating myself here. You recall the movie Revenge of the Nerds, Lewis and Gilbert?
I do, yes.
Right.
Yeah, the Tri-Lambs. Are they not the
Tri-Lambs.
I thought you were
That's
part
not
of that
Lambda-
fraternity.
That's not Lambda
No.
Chi? Oh,
No,
okay.
Lambda Chi. Oh, that was Lambda.
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 Yeah. That's right. That's
Now-
right. It's like Animal House was Delta.
Yes. So we understand also that Florida Southern is known for having an exceptionally strong water skiing team. Is there any truth to that?
That is true. That is absolutely true. They have been champions in the NCAA ranks for water skiing for a long time. They've had a even when I was there, they had a good team.
Well, were
A
you
lot of pro skiers have gone through there.
were you on the team?
No,
Oh,
my roommate was, but
Oh,
I
your
was
roommate.
not on the team.
You couldn't even like talk to Frenny. You couldn't have done the flag in the boat. Anything?
Nothing?
Nothing?
Hey, I've been a skier all my life, but I wasn't that good.
So if you weren't that good, because I'm
You must have been in
sure
the
to
stands then,
be a
cheering 'em on.
moccasin water skier, you had to have legit game in Florida. I bet.
You did. Yeah, you did. You had to be a good 3-event skier. So you had to slalom, jump, and trick ski.
Trick ski. Yeah.
Okay.
And
To be really good.
and was that all barefoot or was that with one ski? Oh, okay.
No, slalom is 1 ski, jumping is 2 skis, and trick skis is 1 ski, but it looks like almost looks like a skateboard. deck in
I'm
terms
just
of
curious.
design.
Since you don't have a football program, what do tailgate parties look like at a water ski event?
Keg down
Well,
on the
we had
beach.
a good basketball team. We had a good golf team. Lee Jansen and Rocco Mediate were 2 PGA pros that came out of Florida Southern. So we had a good D2 baseball team. Ted, you're a baseball fan.
Yes, I am. So listen, I didn't have. So here in Scottsdale, we have one of the worst mascots ever. The school here in Scottsdale is. Are what are they? The artichokes. It's absolutely horrible. But the moccasin is right there with it. But I guess appropriate, geographically appropriate. But I thought I knew I'd stump you with the Tri-Lambs on Lewis and Gilbert. I was going to say you played a mean drum in that final solo,
Right.
in the movie.
Yeah, you like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well-
we were affectionately referred to as not only the moccasins, but we were the fighting shoes, is what we were.
Well, listen.
Not the lethal water snake, but the joke was we were the fighting shoes.
The fighting shoes.
I gotta imagine being on the water ski team. There were some fun Saturdays. So when you guys hosted at home, did you ever attend one of the events, the sporting events for the ski team?
I'm sure I did. Yeah, because the campus sat right down on a lake, on a big lake. So there's a big hill, and the campus was sort of on the hill. Really pretty campus. Really looks really nice vantage point of the lake, big lake. So when there was some skiing activity going out there, it was you really had a good view of it.
Yeah. Well, and you had home lake advantage, right?
Right.
You didn't have to worry about some guy at the other end of the lake doing a bunch of cannonballs and screwing up your run.
Exactly right.
All right, Geoff. Listen, thank you. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Any final parting thoughts or anything you'd
Words
like to
of
say to the
wisdom?
partner community? Words of wisdom? Final
No,
comments?
I think we covered a lot of the important stuff, but I would just, as I said again, I would just encourage your community at PlanetOne to kick the tires with Genesys. I mean, we're here. I think we bring a lot to the table. We bring some, I think some unique attributes compared to some of our competition that will be beneficial. And we're really easy to work with. Our company, one last thing I'll say is the Genesys leadership team is 100% committed to the channel, not just channel focused, but channel led. So, we want to see upwards of 50% or more of our business this year come through the channel. And so you couldn't be working with a more channel friendly company in Genesys than right now.
We love hearing that.
Yeah, music
Yep.
tires, but well, listen, thank you very
Thank you
much.
very
Welcome
much.
to our program. Great information
Glad
for
to be
all the
here.
partners today. And if you don't know where to get a hold of the guys over at Genesys, anybody at PlanetOne can make those introductions for you. And let's make them happen sooner than later. And let's go out and crush it in a red hot space with amazing, maybe the 800-pound Elephant in the room here is the income opportunity. These are big deals. Revenue per order is
sure.
astronomical, and the income opportunity that's tagged to those deals doesn't suck. So, Geoff, thank you very much. Let's go out and kick some ass together.
Thank you, sir.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
You got it. Thanks, Geoff.
Thanks, guys.